let me give you a little bit of background knowledge of how this automation originated. Now, I have a lot of like newsletter drafts, as you can see here, that get inspired by different call recordings, by different meetings that I have. And every time I have such meeting, it literally creates a newsletter draft. But I figured that it creates a lot of newsletter drafts. Like I could send out newsletters every day, if not sometimes multiple times every day. And I was like, I'm not doing anything with this content. I'm not adding it to the newsletter. So, oh my God, what should I do? Now, main challenge is I have been lousy on our own blog for a while. And so you can see here that we haven't really published anything since December, which is something that I preach about to our clients that is super, super important. So I'm taking on responsibility again to change that. And so we've started setting up those blog articles because I'm like, I don't have any use of those newsletter articles right now because those already are set up. So let me turn those into blog articles. And I want to show you right now how I did that. So I went into Claude. Anyway, here's my prompt. And I'm like, hey, write a blog post based on the provided training transcript file and consider any other attached documents to improve the outcome in general blog post. I give it the details here, right? And I mean, feel free to like take this prompt as it is. And then I'm like, hey, as my head of SEO GEO, what else would you recommend doing? Right? And by the way, I'd love to set this up as a Claude cowork agent that creates these blog articles on a weekly basis and publishes them. Ideally, in the beginning, 5 to 6 weeks scheduled out because we have some buffer. The thing is, for me, I do not like creating content. I'm not consistent with it. So I really need help with that. And we have already automated that last year. Like last year went pretty well, I would say. And we've done great in terms of social media content, but we wanted to like really ramp up that blog article content again. So it's like, all right, it's great. And it's already giving me like primary keywords, secondary keywords, meta description, which looks great. And it gave me that first blog article. So, and I'm scrolling a bit faster through this because you can literally read this on our website. And then it added FAQs, right? So this is very, very important. FAQs is like key. Now, I also told it to like not use those M dashes because that's not how I would naturally write. So then he was like, oh, I'd recommend as your head of SEO Geo and a co-work agent idea, here's what I'd layer on top of this. It even gives me more ideas. And it tells me, hey, here is the idea. The workflow would be, co-work picks up a new newsletter draft or transcript in my email. Great, fabulous, I don't need to think about it. Then it passes it to Claude with your blog brief. Fabulous. And then Claude generates a full SEO optimized post. Fabulous. And then co-work routes it to a Google Doc and directly to your CMS content management system for review. And you approve and publish. Now, I'm going to skip this step even because I can have it drafted directly in WordPress on our website. So I don't need a separate doc. But if you do have somebody else who needs to give you input or you'd want separate reviews, then please, by all means, add that step. So you can see here, no M dashes ever in any content. And it continues. So it gives me the revised blog article and it tells me the tools that I need. It tells me how to set it up, which was great. It gives me the post, gives me the writing posts. Then here I got some feedback from Yoast SEO because the one thing I started noticing is if I go here, I'm just going to close this for a second. If I scroll down, it gave me a lot of needs improvement analysis. And Yoast SEO is the WordPress plugin tool, correct? So I was like, okay, we need to work on this. But of course, I don't want to work on this manually, so please help me figure this out. So it took all the feedback that it gave me, and I threw it back in here, and it gave me the updated titles, meta description, all of that. So that is this first article that we have here. There's no image yet. The images I'll create later on. For now, I don't care too much about the image. It's okay if the blog articles don't look too polished right now for a couple of days. That's fine. Again, perfection is your enemy here. It's more important for me to get things out there and get them done than making sure everything is perfect. So this is the final article here. We got some inbound links, we got some outbound links. We got the exact step system, and obviously I read through this, I check this and make sure that it's accurate. So I'm the last person that says just blindly publish what you get there. Of course, make sure you revise it and that it's in your voice, that it's accurate, it's your brand. So you gotta know what it's saying. And we got the FAQs here. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then here I have a new article. Why are Facebook ads get clicks but no leads? And here is the beautiful part. It took it 21 steps and it says all changes have been successfully added. Here's the confirmation and it gives me all the changes here that it did. So beautiful. This is exactly what I want. And once that's done, what I can do is I can say, okay, you know what? We're going to publish this right now. Publish. And I'm still not done. I still want to change a few things here. So it's making me reload this page. Perfect. So for example, here it says publish today. And I want to backdate it a little bit because we do have quite a little bit of a backlog in terms of the articles. So I'm going to put this one for 17th of December. I'm going to click on save. And when I go to preview, we go. Here is the article. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Again, graphics could be added. There's definitely potential there. That's something that we'll add later. It added book a free strategy call. It added internal links. It added the external links, the FAQs. So really, really good first result. I'm pretty happy about this. And when we go to explore and blog, you can see here that it shows up. So I'm looking forward to updating you when I have the images added. But this is pretty great. This is what I recently talked with someone who was like, yeah, we're paying an SEO agency $3,000 a month to write us 4 blog articles per language. What? Come on. You just seen how long it took me to come up with this. 10 minutes, 15 minutes? Not even. And this is all accurate knowledge. This is based on me, on the latest Google search trends data and so on. So this is taking a lot of things into consideration. It makes this me, not just AI slop. So I hope you can see the potential that this has for your own company and for your own content creation. I'm not saying don't use an SEO agency, but I'm saying don't overpay for stuff that you can easily do yourself. All right? If you want the prompt that I used for creating this blog article, do check out the link below or comment below depending on where you're watching this. And of course, let me know if you have any questions. This is so exciting and I really hope that you get to implement this for your own company and maybe even for some clients.